Trying to get people to read for pleasure and get into what's called the reading habit is not a 5-minute project. So you really have to sort of put down your investment and then wait and hope and watch the results over years. And obviously a lot of young people out there, we would like to read more, and hopefully as the years go by we will see the steady increase in the consumption of books for leisure. It's a strange thing, this authorship business, because one reads the papers and the gossip columns and the social columns and this model and that actor and this actress and so. What do they all want to do? Write. I've never seen so many people who are successful in another profession saying, and I'm doing a novel, you know. I don't know whether it's going to be any good is another matter, but nevertheless, yes, there's a lot of people out there who believe they have a novel in them, and let's face it, somewhere out there, there's next year's J.K. Rowling or next year's Tom Clancy or something. If you have 1,000 people trying, then the chances are you'll get 1 or 2 mega hits out of those. So the more people who try, the better. It is a slogging sort of business, and it's very rare for success to be quick. And the idea that the money is coming in tomorrow isn't, even if you're accepted for publication, it can be 3 to 4 years before you really see a check. I think it makes you go, wow. So it's slow, don't be put off, don't be discouraged. Even with a couple of rejections, because The Day of the Jackal, which was a pretty successful book, eventually got 4 rejections. And if I was really nearly tempted to put it in a drawer. And I went to the 5th publisher, and everything changed. So I think J.K. Rowling went to about 10, and they all said, nobody wants to read about a little boy with a wand. Oh, don't they? They jolly well do. So you just have to hope, say, I think I've got the magic touch, and I'm going to have faith in myself, and not take all the put downs, and just keep going until hopefully I'll hit, like throwing a dart at a dartboard. Enough darts, you'll probably get the bullseye. It is important, there's no question about it, because there are what you might call the literary prizes. I like to think that this is a book prize, not necessarily the same thing, because the literaries are very highbrow and what you might call the great and the good. But most people out there do actually reading for pleasure and not reading highbrow literature. And this book prize particularly says well done to people who are popular. Now, popular in snobbish terms is a terribly bad thing to be, but why not? Shakespeare was popular, Dickens was popular, Conan Doyle was popular. So this particular prize rewards people who are popular, not necessarily intellectual. I approve of that because I'm not intellectual. It brings to public attention, or people's attention, books that maybe don't have a massive financial push behind them, and are published by the smaller publishers. But then smaller publishers grow into bigger publishers. There was once a very small publisher who was approached by a lady called J.K. Rowling. It is now a very big publisher, as you may imagine why.